Good morning, guys. It is a Monday. Don't mind me, I'm in the process of coloring my hair. Mainly the root system, that's the problem child right now. But, yeah. Anyway, to catch you up on a lot that has happened, because I didn't vlog last week. So, well, I did. Monday. Yeah, I vlogged. It was just on Monday, so catch you up since then. We had a good time, by the way, with our cousin, so. Oh, gosh. Color on me. Tuesday, so we're just gonna go from Tuesday. Tuesday, worked 3 houses, and it was also my sister's birthday, Britt. So happy birthday to her. Wednesday, only had 1 house. It was easy, it wasn't too far from here. It's actually just over the river, basically. Found out our power went out while before we basically not too long that we left. So Zachary texted me, he was like, hey, the power's out. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why? It's already rain and storm, so why all of a sudden? And to this day, we have no idea why the power went out. It was out for like 5 hours? 4, 5, 6 hours? I don't know, something like that. We came home. Of course, we had no way of really doing anything, so Mom had an appointment for her therapy that day, so she was able to call in and be able to get an appointment. She was originally going to do it here at the house and have a Zoom call, but that obviously, no power, no internet, no availability. So she went inside the office and had an appointment there, but right before then we stopped at Chick-fil-A and got some food and then went over. So that was that. I think, did we go? Yeah, we also went to Aldi's to get some groceries that day. So that was an interesting day, but the power came home. Ricky said when he got home the power was on. So also we stopped at 2 Goodwills as well. Did I find anything? I can't remember. No, but Mom did, of course. Thursday, worked 2 homes, so last week wasn't that hard as far as work. This week I'm not so sure. That might be a little more challenging than last week. Friday, chores. My cousin Chloe's birthday was on Friday. We also picked up my sister and my sister-in-law and my aunt, my one aunt, and we went to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in Grand Opera. Here, I'm gonna go get the brochure. At the old Opera House Theater. So here's the brochure that we got to see. It was, guys, it was so good. It was really well done. Even from the youngest to the oldest, everyone played such good parts. Everyone can sing, a lot of them dance. There was like 3 actual ballet girls that were actually on ballet slippers and dancing. Everyone sang, even the kids memorized all their lines so well. I was so impressed. And my one cousin was in it. He did so good. And it was so funny. and we got a picture with him at the end. It actually started like at 7:30, so before that we stopped at a restaurant and had dinner together. But then, yeah, that was so good to watch the play, and everyone did a fantastic job, but yeah, I was so impressed. And then it was pretty late. I think it was like it was a little after 10 at the time that stopped, and so we went to DQ to stop for ice cream. I got a royal strawberry cheesecake. Was it strawberry? Yeah, it was strawberry cheesecake blizzard. It was so good. I love those things. They're so good. And then came home. We dropped off my aunt and then dropped off my sister-in-law. And then the time we got home, it was like midnight. I typically don't stay out that late, but once in a blue moon, if I'm having a good time and I'm safe, I'm okay with it. But I didn't get to bed until like a little after 1. I stayed up for a little while, and then I was like, okay, let's just go to bed. Couldn't find anything on YouTube that I wanted to watch anyway, so I was like, okay, let's go to bed. Tired. So yeah, that was that week. Well, I have Saturday. We painted, all of us painted furniture. We did small pieces of our furniture, just kind of like the furniture that needs a touch up, that needs a fresh look, basically. And so we're doing that in the process. Basically, Saturdays are going to be consumed by painting furniture. Woo! Fun. And I sat really like a long time on the concrete floor because we're in our basement in the storage area where Ricky has it's basically his domain where all the mower and all the equipment and tools are. But I was sitting on the ground for a very long time. Stupid of me to do that, because then I was hurting really bad afterwards. Because I was trying to bend down and look at inside the furniture while I was painting, and so I was like, no. If we do furniture again, I cannot sit on the floor again, because that was horrendous and I was in pain. So I had to put icy hot on myself and just, yeah. And we were planning on doing Zachary's furniture in his room. We've had that furniture since before we moved here. It was originally our mom's, and yeah, they were pretty bad, beat up. I mean, they're still in good condition, obviously, but I think they're slightly what's the word, stained, but they're not stained, so it should be still able to absorb the paint pretty well. But we already took them out, took the knobs off all of his clothes and stuff, and we worked on his nightstand as well, just to find out the paint had dried up. Because we had bought it like I don't know how many years ago. So yeah, that has been an interesting thing. So it's just as well because I was able to organize his dressers. So my brother, bless his soul, has no sense of organization whatsoever. So yeah, I was able to really help organize his clothes, and then if there was anything that was worn out and not fitting, got rid of it. So yeah, we're able to donate some of his clothes and then throw away whatever that's not wearable anymore. And I reorganized and color coordinated a lot of his shirts because my brother just shoves things. Again, bless his soul. Anyway, excuse me. So that was Saturday, and I just rested the rest of the day because I was hurting. Sunday, we went to church. It was also my future brother-in-law's birthday, so happy birthday to him. I also texted him a happy birthday, and we sent a card out to him. So yeah, that was basically Sunday. I just rested and had online church as well. So that was Sunday, and then today is today, so we're all caught up. got lots of chores. After I'm done doing this, I have to go take a shower. It's taking forever. How many minutes do I have? Like 13 minutes left. Oh, I didn't tell you. I can't believe I didn't say this, but anyway, we finally talked, Mom and I talked and said goodbye to my old couches. Comfortable as they are worn out and need to go. Plus, I was kind of waiting till we moved out, but that might not be a couple more years. So Mom's like, let's just get rid of it now. So Zach and I dragged those out, took them down the hill, and well, we kind of just threw them down the hill, and then we took them around back. The TV is gone as well, the big bulky old TV, so there's nothing there anymore. I did replace my couches with the futon that was in the basement, so that is what that looks like over there. So the futon is in the corner. There's still space in between my window and my nightstand and that organized drawer type thing, and then I just moved. Don't mind my laundry. I folded up the piano and then moved the dollhouse that was over here to there, and just moved this over the table, the coffee table over more. So it has more space, and if someone should stay over, we have space up in my room, even though I'm pretty sure we're not gonna, I don't invite friends for sleepovers anymore. I don't like to share my space very often. I have a hard time sleeping with other people because people snore, or they don't like the sound of my noise box, or whatever reason it shall be. But plus the futon's not as comfortable, I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather have an air mattress in here, but we do have an extra topper if that should happen. A foam topper in case someone should or would ever sleep over. Probably just my nieces and nephews if they come back next year. I don't know if they would both fit on the futon though. I could still fit an air mattress in here, so one of them can stay on the futon if they should want to, or both sleep on the air mattress like they did last year. But we'll see. I doubt it if any of that should happen, but if it is, I have availability. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna get into. I already read my Bible for the day, my chapter a day. So yeah, I've had a good time thus far. So for some days were kind of pain in the rear, like my back on Saturday. Anyway, I finally took the thumb drive of pictures that I had for the women's conference. I kept forgetting to. I was meant to bring it last Sunday, and that did not happen. I was like, oh, what in the world? But I finally remembered this time, and then I forgot to go and retrieve it afterwards. I'm not sure if the sound person was able to download them real quick or not. So either next Sunday, or I think we're going to be going to church on Wednesday. Typically I don't particularly like going on Wednesdays because it's just not my thing really, but I might be going this Wednesday because Mom wants to, so I can always retrieve it then. Anyway, it's no big deal. I can always get it whenever I go back to church. Anyway, I'm gonna get myself going. Well, sort of. I still got like 9 minutes left, but anyway, you'll see me when you see me. Hey guys, it's everybody's favorite time of vlog, Bible time. So let's get started. So we're in Deuteronomy chapter 4. And this is titled, Moses Urges Israel to Obey. And now Israel, listen carefully to these decrees and regulations that I am about to teach you.
Obey them so that you may live, so you may enter and occupy the land that the Lord your God of your ancestors is giving you. Do not add or subtract from the commands I am giving you. Just obey the commands of the Lord your God that I am giving you. You saw for yourself that the Lord did not, what the Lord did to you at Baal-Peor. There the Lord your God destroyed everyone who worshipped Baal, the god of Peor. But all of you who are faithful to the Lord your God are still alive today, every one of you. Look, I now teach you these decrees and regulations just as the Lord my God commanded me, so that you may obey them in the land you're about to enter and occupy. Obey them completely, and you will display your wisdom and intelligence among the surrounding nations. When they all hear these decrees, they will exclaim, "How wise and prudent are the people of this great nation!" For what great nation has a God as near to them as the Lord our God is near to us whenever we call on him? And what great nation has decrees and regulations as righteous and as fair as the body of instructions that I am giving you today? But watch out, be careful never to forget what you yourself have seen. Do not let these memories escape from your mind as long as you live, and be sure to pass on to your children and grandchildren. Never forget the day when you stood before the Lord your God at Mount Sinai, where he told them, "Summon the people before me, and I will personally instruct them. They will learn to fear me as long as they live, and they will teach their children to fear me as also." A little sidebar called "Don't Forget," which is often what I do half the time. But we should not, shall we? Moses wanted to make sure that the people of Israel did not forget what God had accomplished for them. That's why he urged parents to tell their children about God's great miracles. You can keep God's great acts of faithfulness fresh in your mind by telling your friends what you have seen him do. You came near and stood at the foot of the mountain, where flames from the mountain shot into the sky. The mountain was shrouded in black clouds and deep darkness, and the Lord spoke to them from the heart of the fire. You heard the sound of his words, but didn't see his form. There was only a voice. He proclaimed his covenant, the 10 Commandments, which he had commanded you to keep, and which he wrote on 2 stone tablets. It was at that time that the Lord commanded me to teach you his decrees and regulations so he would obey them in the land you were about to enter and occupy. So the next section is called a warning against idolatry. But be very careful you do not see the Lord's form on the day he spoke to you from the heart of the fire at Mount Sinai. Do not corrupt yourselves by making an idol of any form, whether of man or woman, an animal on the ground, a bird in the sky, a small animal that scurries along the ground, or fish in the deepest sea. And when you look up to the sky and see the sun, moon, and stars, all the forces of heaven, don't be persuaded or seduced into worshiping them. The Lord your God gave them to all the peoples of the earth. Remember that the Lord your Lord rescued you from the iron smelting furnace of Egypt in order to make you his very own people and his special possession, which is what you are today. But the Lord was angry with me because of you. He vowed that I would not cross the Jordan River into the good land that the Lord your God is giving you as your special possession. You will cross the Jordan to occupy the land, but I will not. Instead, I will die here on the east side of the river. So be careful not to break the covenant with the Lord your God has made with you. Do not make up idols of any shape or form, for the Lord your God has forbidden this. The Lord your God is devouring fire. He is a jealous God. And here's a little, well, I wouldn't say little, it's another like story sidebar called astrology. What's that? Kevin asked, pointing to a book in Kim's locker. Oh, that? Kim responds, picking up a skinny paperback. That's a new book on astrology I got at a bookstore yesterday. Astrology? Kevin half screams. Don't tell me you believe all that junk. Laugh if you want, Kim responds matter-of-factly, but I've seen it come true in my life so many times it's scary. Besides, lots of people in this country believe in astrology. So really, Kevin, if you don't read your horoscope, you're the one who's out of it. Lauren, the nosiest girl at school, walks up. What are you guys looking at? Oh, I have that book. It's so good. What sign are you, Kevin? Or aren't you into astrology? Kevin hesitates before replying, well, it's not like I don't ever read my horoscope. I'm a Leo. Sometimes it's pretty accurate, I guess. Kim smiles. Well, you're welcome to borrow my copy. My mom has another one at home. Kevin coughs nervously. I don't know. Kevin, it's completely harmless, Lauren urges. Astrology is interesting and a lot of fun. Take the book. Cam stands there offering the book. Kevin reluctantly takes it as the bell rings. Is looking to the stars for guidance just an innocent diversion? No. It's all crap. So don't fall for it. In the future, when you have children and grandchildren, have lived in the land a long time, do not corrupt yourselves by making idols of any kind. This is evil in the sight of the Lord your God and will arouse his anger. Today I call on heaven and earth as witnesses against you. If you break my covenant, you will quickly disappear from the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy. You will live there only a short time, then you will have been utterly destroyed. For the Lord your Lord will scatter you among the nations. There only a few of you will survive. There in a foreign land you will worship idols made from wood and stone, gods that neither see nor hear nor eat or nor smell. But from there you will search again for the Lord your God, and if you search for him with all your heart and your soul, you will find him. In the distant future, when you're suffering all these things, you will finally return to the Lord your God and listen to what he tells you. For the Lord your God is a merciful God. He did not abandon you or destroy you or forget the solemn covenant he had made with your ancestors. Alright, I actually boxed this in and said the next title is called, because it's really important, that's why I highlighted it basically, and it says, there is only one God. One, none other. There's only one. Now search all of history from the time God created people on the earth until now, and search from one end of the heavens to the other. Has anything as great as this ever been seen or heard before? Has any nation ever heard the voice of God speaking from fire as you did and survived? Has any other God dared to take a nation for himself out of another nation by means of trials, miraculous signs, wonders, war, a strong hand, a powerful arm, and terrifying acts? Yet that is what the Lord your God did for you in Egypt right before your eyes. He showed you these things so you would know that the Lord is God and there's no other. He let you hear his voice from heaven so he could instruct you. He let you see his great fire here on earth so he could speak to you from it. Because he loved your ancestors, he chose to bless their descendants, and he personally brought you out of Egypt with a great display of power. He drove out nations far greater than you, so he can bring you in and give you in their land a special possession as it is today. So remember this and keep it firmly in your mind. The Lord your God is both in heaven and on earth, and there is no other. If you obey all the decrees and commands I am giving you today, all will be as well with you and your children. I am giving you these instructions so you will enjoy a long life in the land your Lord your God has given you for all time. Another little section called Eastern Cities of Refuge. Then Moses set apart 3 cities of refuge east of the Jordan River. Anyone who killed another person unintentionally without previous hostility could flee there to live in safety. These were the cities: Bazar on the wilderness plateau for the tribe of Reuben, Ramoth in Gilead for the tribe of Gad, and Golan and Bashan for the tribe of Manasseh. Another section called an Introduction to Moses' Second Address. This is the body of instruction, and Moses presented it to the Israelites. These are the laws, decrees, and regulations that Moses gave the people of Israel when they left Egypt, and as they camped in the valley near Bethpor, east of the Jordan River. This land was formerly occupied by the Amorites under King Sihon, who ruled from Heshbon. But Moses and the Israelites destroyed him and his people when they came out from Egypt. Israel took possession of his land and that of King Og of Bashan, the 2 Amorite kings east of the Jordan. So Israel conquered the entire area from Orah at the edge of Aranan Gorge all the way to Mount Sarin, also called Mount Hermon. And they conquered the eastern bank of the Jordan River as far south as the Dead Sea below the slopes of Pisgah. So here's the last little sidebar, and it's called Remembering the Covenant. As the people of Israel reviewed their covenant with God, Moses commanded them to listen, learn, and obey to God's laws and regulations. Moses therefore commanded to the Israelites to excellent advice for all God's followers. Listening means absorbing and accepting information about God. Learning means understanding the meaning and consequences of this information. Obeying means putting into action in all we have learned and understood. All 3 parts are essential to a growing relationship with God. Which of the 3 is easiest for you, and which is the hardest? For me personally, they all can be difficult at times, but I would definitely say learning for me, because my comprehension skills aren't always there. It takes me a little bit slower to learn things. Listening is not so hard as long as I'm staying focused. And obeying can be a little difficult at times, especially if I don't like it, but I know it's necessary. So it just depends. Sorry, I'm distracted. No, that's not I thought I heard voices, but maybe I'm just hearing things. But anyway, that is Deuteronomy chapter 4. So now we're getting to devotion time. I think we're still in Jeremiah. Yep, we are. And this is titled Got Plans. So we're Jeremiah chapter 29. Alright, chapter what? 29? Verses what? 10 through 14. This is what the Lord says, You will be in Babylon for 70 years, but then I will come and do for you all the good things I have promised, and I will bring you home again. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, and to give you a future and a hope. In these days when you pray, I will listen. If you look for me wholeheartedly, you will find me. I will be found by you, says the Lord. I will end your captivity and restore your fortunes. I will gather you out of the nations where I sent you, and I will bring you home again to your own land. The days of Lexus's life are well chronicled in her daily planner. With great precision, she schedules how much time she'll spend watching a sporting event, getting her hair done, doing devotions, working on class projects, or enjoying leisure time. While she allows her schedule meticulously, one thing she hasn't figured out yet is how to plan for life's little surprises. A delay caused by missing the bus or a lost homework assignment tends to throw her off her entire day. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Unfortunately, life doesn't always go according to our plans. Sometimes things fall into place, other times things just fall apart. Regardless of what happens, you can rest assured that it will be all okay. Why? Because God has a plan for your life, and it's a good one. As you contemplate the decisions you are facing in the coming years, how are the words of Jeremiah 29:11 are encouraged to you? Which Jeremiah 29:11 was, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So that's encouraging me because I know God's already got this. He knew from beginning to the end, even before you were born, knowing your life wholeheartedly. So I know I can trust Him. So I am encouraged that my life is in His hands and He's got me. So, and He's got you too. Since we know God has plans for us, does this mean we should not make plans around why we're not? Obviously, yes. I mean, does that mean we shouldn't make plans of our own? No. We do need to make plans of our own on our own accord. Now, if things happen, it doesn't happen, or there's hiccups along the way, we have to adjust our schedule and be flexible and say, okay, Lord, maybe you're keeping us safe. For instance, if there's an accident on the road and you don't know what's happening, just be grateful that we weren't in an accident. You know what I'm saying? It's like God's got us. He's keeping us safe. We just have to trust Him in all things. So, but yes, we can make plans, but if something happens, oh well, it's no big deal, right? I've learned to just let things go as things fall into place. So that is Bible time. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. As always, keep on smiling, stay positive. I love you guys. Jesus loves you, and you see me next time. Bye.